What's going on, guys? It's Jake. We're back in for another YouTube video. I am an amateur triathlete just looking to get better and improve in the sport. And this is my series building into 70.3 Indian Wells on December 3rd of this year. Each week of the series, I like to highlight one particular session and go a little bit more in depth. And this week, it's going to be Sunday's double brick. It was quite an interesting one, so be sure you stick around for that. That'll be cool to see. Before we get into the week of training, I wanted to give a quick shout out and thank everybody for tuning in to the first couple weeks of training. Weeks 1 through 5 are done and dusted. I'll throw up the link to the playlist up here if you guys want to check out any of those videos. It's been a big 5 weeks, but you got to challenge yourself. That's what this sport is all about. Without further ado, that takes us into week number 6. We are currently about 6 weeks out. And Monday I had a full recovery day. Normally I don't have this, but we had a pretty big 2 weeks and definitely a very big weekend. So full recovery day, got up on Monday morning, did 10 minutes in the ice bath. It was about 46 degrees. You guys are just gonna have to trust me, I didn't get any footage. Monday evening also did hot to cold contrast therapy, which is basically just ice bath to hot tub to ice bath to hot tub. So just a couple things there to really boost the recovery. Considering we didn't have any training that day either, I wanted to take a quick minute and chat about things I do other than eat and sleep to improve recovery. And the big things are some deep tissue massage tools. So any type of Theragun style percussion instrument there will help. Also, we have this calf roller. You can use it on your quads as well if you want to. Thing I've really been using a lot is the lacrosse ball, because I can get into some really tight trigger points and loosen up the hips and stuff like that. Also just the foam roller. So the foam roller really helps keep the body loosened up, and I'll normally at least foam roll once or twice a day and go through like a full mobility routine. That will be for another video. The only other thing I use for recovery is the Normatec boots, and I'm sure if you're a triathlete watching this video, you know what the Normatec boots are. It's them big puffy looking things that go on your legs. So they apply compression to your legs and improve blood flow, and that in turn improves recovery. Those are just the things that I use to help the recovery, help my body stay loose between big sessions. So that leads us into Tuesday. So Tuesday was kind of another more light day, mainly just because we had a pretty big 2 weeks. We wanted to take like a small deloading period. So Tuesday morning, got up, another ice bath. It's extremely brutal to do ice baths in the morning, first off. To do it 2 days in a row, definitely pretty mental, but regardless, got it done. And then Tuesday evening went to the pool just for more of a like recovery swim there on Tuesday evening. It was 8x300 main set, 4 with the pull buoy, 4 with the paddles. Didn't go too bad. My body was kind of feeling a little strange and like achy and stuff. I think it was just because that tends to happen like when you're shedding fatigue, so it wasn't too concerning. But that leads us into Wednesday evening. I'm about to go out for this 2x20 minute sweet spot workout on the bike. It's a total of about an hour and a half of riding, but 2x20 minute sweet spot main set with 2 minute and 30-second rest recovery in between, around 170 watts. Pretty excited for this one, considering last week we did 4x10 minutes and this week we're doing 2x20. So I'm really excited to see how the body kind of handles the load with not quite as many breaks. We're about to go out, might get some footage out on the ride. Either way, we'll fill you guys in when we get back, so stay tuned.
All right, so just got done the first 20-minute rep, 305 watts at about 133, 132 average heart rate. So I got another minute and a half here. We'll get this second one done. Let's go.
All right, so I just got back from that 2x20 minute at Sweet Spot bike session, and it went pretty well. The first 20 minutes was 304 watts at 132 BPM. Second 20 minutes was 314 watts at 136 average BPM. Definitely some low heart rate, but we have to consider that tonight we have some really good temperatures. It's only about 62 with light wind, so definitely staying cool during these sessions this time of year. On to the next one. That leads us into the run off the bike. So we just have a 30-minute easy zone 2 run. Got the 30-minute brick run done off the bike, and it wasn't too bad. Nothing too much to note. Just another zone 2 run, keep the frequency high. And that leads us into Thursday evening, and this morning I got up, went to the pool for 10x200 at critical swim speed, which is just a common set that we seem to put in at least once a week. And today was the day, which unfortunately, I guess after yesterday's 40 minutes of intensity and the run off the bike, I was just feeling a bit tired and I woke up late, so I wasn't able to get any footage, and it's just kind of been one of those days today. But the swim went halfway decent. I had to increase the rest times just a little bit in order to hold pace. We got it done, and it was definitely very difficult, as it should be. Now it's Thursday evening. I can definitely feel fatigue for some reason. It's just one of those days like where you may have a hard time maintaining focus and the energy levels are a bit down, but not every day is going to be great, and I'm hoping that this 1 hour run will turn things around and make me feel a little bit better, which sometimes that's how it works, even though I know it doesn't make sense. But we're gonna go get this hour run done. We'll catch up with you guys after, and then we're going to the pool tomorrow morning as well for a easy swim, so stay tuned. So Thursday evening, got done the 1 hour run and didn't feel too bad, but definitely was showing some signs of fatigue there on Thursday, as you guys heard me chat about. But we got it done, and then that leads us into Friday morning swim. So I was able to get a quick time lapse for you guys at the pool, and it was just a recovery style set. A couple aerobic sets in there, but nothing too crazy. I'll put it up on the screen. That leads us into Friday evening's ride, which just was 45 minutes on the trainer. Just some aerobic power stuff, kind of get the legs turning back over after the harder ride on Wednesday. I didn't feel too bad. Legs were kind of coming around, and then that takes us into Saturday morning. Last night just got a little bike ride done on the trainer. Now I'm about to get out the door for Saturday's ride, and just like previous weeks, the weather's not the best. It's only about 54 degrees. At least it's not raining, but it did rain a little bit last night, so the roads are a little bit wet. Regardless, this week is scheduled a little bit different than prior weeks. We don't really have a long ride per se this week. So today is just the same exact workout I did on Wednesday, which is just 2 by 20 minutes. And I talked to coach last night, and he was like, why'd you go over the prescribed numbers by so much? And I really had no reason. I mean, I guess I felt pretty good. And like I was telling you guys in the last video, we sometimes take it off perceived exertion rather than just capping it at the power numbers. But today he wants me to go actually in the targeted numbers. So I'm gonna do my best to stay right between that 290 and 304 number for the 20-minute reps, and we'll see how they go. I'm sure it won't be too bad considering I did way more than that on Wednesday. But then we just have a little 30-minute run off the bike, and that will conclude the training for Saturday. So I'll fill you guys in when I get back from the bike ride. We'll talk a little bit about the power numbers and stuff, and then we'll get the run done, and then we'll move on to Sunday, so stay tuned. All right, so I just got back from the 2 by 20 minutes here on Saturday. Getting laced up now to go out for my run. Choosing the Zoomfly 5s today as the shoe of choice, but kept it pretty mellow on those 20-minute reps. The first rep was 297 at 133 BPM. The second rep was 304 at 136 BPM. Definitely a little bit less than the session on Wednesday. That's what was recommended by coach, and the effort honestly felt like really chill. So I'm really happy with how 300 watts is feeling right now. I think that gives us a pretty good indication of what I could potentially hold for the 70.3. All good stuff. Now we move on to the 30-minute run off the bike. We'll catch up with you guys after that. All right, so it's the afternoon now. Got the run done earlier this morning. Jamie's on the trainer, shout out. I'm about to clean my bike because I actually haven't cleaned it in like 2 or 3 weeks, and it was really nasty after last weekend's ride when we hit some rain and stuff. So I got the stand set up here, bike's right there. Gonna go ahead and get it put in the stand. Throw you guys on a little time lapse, and we'll get this thing cleaned up, so stay tuned. I just pulled off the wheels and a whole bunch of different components, including the bento box, and then there's a front hydration system. So I haven't actually gone over my bike setup on the channel, so real quick run through. It's just a Quintana Roo VPR. I've had it for about 1.5 years now. I really do like it. It has a rotor double-sided crank-based power meter, so that works well for me. I have a couple bottle cages here on the back, and then I have a drag to zero cockpit here that I put on. That's really the gist of it, and I'll probably be making another video of my exact bike setup for Indian Wells. So if you guys want to see that, be sure you go ahead and subscribe because you won't want to miss that one. But we'll get it cleaned up, and we'll fill you guys in. Stay tuned. All right, so it's Sunday morning, and this morning I woke up, the roads were wet, and like you guys saw, I just washed my bike yesterday. Plus we have a Really unique session today. It's a double brick, so we have a bike run. So it's just an hour on the bike, 40-minute run, hour on the bike, 40-minute run. So I figured in order to transition faster and also don't really want to get my bike dirty again, so I just set up the trainer outside because it's kind of like the right temperature. It's about 55 outside. That way I wouldn't have to be in the basement like just grinding it out. So here's what we got going on. About to hop on for the first hour, and then we'll catch up with you guys before the first run, see how we're feeling.
Top it off, I'm with all the dogs. It's a new season, and we still breathing. And I got a really big team, and they need some really big rings. They need some really nice.
So second bike ride is wrapped up. Not gonna take the GoPro out for the second run, but I am gonna switch up the shoes and go in the New Balance Fuel Cell SC Elite version 3s. These are a carbon plated shoe. I may or may not race in them in Indian Wells. Haven't decided yet. I've only ran in them a handful of times, not even. So we're gonna go see how they feel on this second run, and we gotta dial the pace down just slightly from the first run, hold that negative split in the workout. So before I head out, I'm gonna have 30-gram gel from Precision Fuel that has 100 milligrams of caffeine, and then I'll finish this bottle here. We'll get it done and we'll see you guys afterwards. Stay tuned. All right, so just wrapped up training for the day. The run went pretty well. I was about 7:40 something pace, got it done, and the meal of choice afterwards to jumpstart the recovery process is just some eggs, toast, and we got a little bit of oatmeal here. That wraps up the full week of training. Today was a big day. Yesterday was a big day. It was a big weekend, so I'm sure that we'll have some easy stuff beginning of the week. But if you guys like the video, be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back for another one next week. It's really getting real. We're about 6 weeks out, so be sure you stay tuned, and I'll throw the totals up here.